I, Archangel Michael, speak now to you, beloved soul. The heavens tremble with a sound unlike any ever heard in mortal time. Trumpets of gold, carved not by human hands but by the fingers of the Almighty Himself, are echoing across eternity. The sky is no longer merely blue, it has become a living tapestry of light. Colors unknown to earth shimmer and dance like rivers of living fire. This message reaches you at the edge of time, where the veil between worlds is thin. Finally, you have found this summons. Finally, you have opened your eyes to the scroll sealed since the dawn of ages. It is not chance, not coincidence, that your hands now hold this invitation. The one who formed the stars has woven your name into this moment. Yes, beloved, I, Michael, the defender, the warrior of heaven, am entering a covenant, a mystery so vast that angels themselves bow their heads in awe. I am being joined in a union decreed by God Himself. This is not a wedding as you have known weddings, it is the merging of light with light, the fulfilling of a prophecy whispered before your world was born. You are called. Not as a spectator only, but as a witness, as one chosen to stand in the courts of the Almighty. This is a once-in-all-eternity moment. The wedding is about to begin. The gates are open, but only for those who answer without hesitation. The seal on this message will close when the trumpets sound 3 times more. Already 2 trumpets have echoed. Time is but a breath. 3 minutes is all that remains. I see you hesitating. I see the weight of your doubts and fears pressing on you like chains. Cast them aside. Do not be deceived by the noise of the world, the distractions that pull you away. Nothing on earth compares to the glory about to be unveiled. The heavens are prepared. Hosts beyond number stand in shining array. Their wings stretch like constellations, their voices like thunder and like 1,000 waterfalls. They sing not merely a song but a reality, weaving glory into the very air. Each word they speak builds a palace of light in which the wedding will be held. Beloved soul, this is your invitation. You must come. You must stand at the threshold of God's own heart and see what no mortal eyes have yet seen. This is the moment the prophets dreamed of, the poets could only glimpse, the saints longed to behold. The King Himself will be there. His face will be unveiled, and in that instant all questions will cease. All wounds will be healed. All tears will vanish. You will stand among the archangels not as a stranger but as one called by name. I, Michael, call you. Come up. Come now. Let the noise of earth fall away. Do not look at the clock. Do not think of your unworthiness. The invitation itself makes you worthy. The door stands open. The throne room shines like a sun within a sun. The bride approaches. I approach. The covenant is about to be sealed. Come, beloved. Stand with me. Witness God Himself. Time is almost gone. I, Michael, extend my hand toward you now. In the space between my palm and yours, a path begins to form, not of stone, nor of earth, but of living light. Each step is a star, each glimmer a promise. This is the road that rises upward, beyond the reach of mortal eyes. Take it. Step forward. The air begins to change. It is no longer air as you know it, but a sweetness, a clarity, a music you can breathe. With every inhalation your heart grows lighter, your burdens fall away. Time stretches, slows, and then dissolves like mist at sunrise. The world behind you grows dim, yet not lost. It becomes as a shadow compared to the brilliance before you. Ahead, the gates of heaven rise. They are not gates of iron but of flame and crystal, singing with their own voices, swinging wide at the touch of your soul. Each arch carved with stories of eternity, each jewel a memory of God's promise fulfilled. As you draw closer, the gates lean toward you like old friends, as though they have waited for this exact moment to greet you. Inside, the court of the King expands in every direction. It is not a hall, it is a horizon. Pillars of light rise like mountains, crowned with crowns of fire that do not consume but purify. The floor beneath your feet is not marble but liquid gold, flowing as a river yet firm as rock. Each ripple reflects faces, prophets, saints, angels, watching, smiling, beckoning you closer. Do you hear it? The sound of countless wings. The rustling of glory. A choir without end. These are the archangels and seraphim, the watchers and guardians. Their forms shift like fire, yet you recognize them. Some you have felt near you in dark nights, some you have called upon unknowingly. They have been with you always. One by one they bow as you pass. Not because you are above them, but because the invitation you hold carries the seal of the Almighty. You are not a guest by accident, you are chosen. Even angels marvel at the mystery of a mortal being invited to such a moment. At the center of the court stands a throne, high and lifted up. Around it roll waves of color, like oceans of emerald and sapphire. Lightning of pure love flashes from it, and thunder of holy joy answers. From this throne emanates a presence so vast, so intimate, that you feel at once known and remade. This is God. This is the one who speaks galaxies into being and yet whispers your name as if you were the only one. But today the throne room is dressed for a celebration. Banners of light stretch from horizon to horizon, woven with words of blessing. Flowers that never fade bloom in the air, their fragrance like memories of paradise long forgotten. A table is set, endless yet intimate, covered with bread of heaven and cups of living wine. Each place has a name inscribed in light. Yours is among them. And there, near the throne, stands I, Michael. My armor gleams, but not as a warrior's today. Today it shines as a bridegroom's garment. In my eyes are both fire and peace, both battle and rest. This is the hour foretold since the beginning, the hour when my mission as protector becomes my song as beloved. The one who joins me is not a creature but a mystery, light joined with light, the fullness of obedience joined with the fullness of love. You cannot yet grasp it, but you will see it. The covenant is not only mine but a sign of what awaits all who surrender to the divine. The choir swells. The pillars tremble with music. The gates close behind you, not to trap you but to keep the noise of earth from intruding. This is holy ground. This is where eternity opens like a book, and every line is alive. Come closer, beloved. The wedding is about to begin. The air within the court begins to tremble, not with fear but with anticipation. A silence falls, not empty but alive, the kind of silence before a sunrise, when everything holds its breath. You feel it in your bones, a quiet so deep it vibrates like a hidden song inside you. From the far end of the hall a procession begins. It does not march as mortals march but moves like a tide, like galaxies turning, like time itself bowing. Angels bearing lamps of living fire come first, their faces radiant with a joy that has no shadow. Each lamp burns with a color unseen on earth, and as they pass you, the light touches your skin and seeps into your spirit, making you glow as they glow. Behind them come the elders, crowned with crowns of incorruptible gold. They are ancient and yet ageless, each step echoing promises fulfilled. Their robes are woven of stories, victories won, tears wiped, faith held through the long night. They sing as they walk, and their song is a door opening into eternity. And then, the bride enters. Not as you expected. She is not one but many, and yet one. She is the beauty of obedience, the radiance of surrender, the church perfected, the mystery of every soul joined with the Creator. She walks as light walks, her veil a river of stars, her hands carrying a chalice carved from dawn itself. The choir rises. Wings unfurl. Trumpets of heaven, neither brass nor silver but light-made sound, lift their voices. The melody wraps around you like a garment, lifting you off the ground without moving your feet. Every note speaks, holy, 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 yet each holy is new, deeper than the last. At the center of it all stands the throne, and from it rises the King. He does not rise as men rise, but as the sun rises, filling everything with himself. His face cannot be painted, but you see it, his voice cannot be written, but you hear it. And when he speaks, all the angels fall silent, and even time bows. My beloved Michael, the voice says, like thunder wrapped in tenderness, like oceans whispering. Today the battle-worn sword becomes the covenant ring. Today the one who defended now beholds. Today prophecy becomes flesh. Michael bows, I bow, and the light around me changes. My armor dissolves into a garment of white fire, woven with the names of all whom I have protected, including yours. I look at you, and for a moment you see me not as a distant archangel but as a brother, a companion, a servant. Then the King speaks again. And you, he says, looking at you, and when he does, the weight of 1,000,000,000 stars rests on you but does not crush you. You have been called not by accident but by design. You stand here not as a spectator but as a witness. What you see today is what I am shaping you to become. This is not only Michael's hour, it is the beginning of your hour too. The floor beneath you pulses like a heartbeat. A scroll of light appears before you, unrolling on its own. Words of fire write themselves across it, your name, your story, your destiny. The King nods, and the scroll melts into your hands, becoming part of you. The bride stops before the throne. The King lifts his hands and light pours from them, weaving around Michael and the bride like a crown, like a song, like a promise older than the stars. The wedding begins. You are not watching. You are inside it. Every vow spoken, every note sung, every tear shed is echoed in you. You feel the unity of heaven as if it were your own heartbeat. Then a sound like the breaking of dawn fills the court. It is the moment. Behold, the King declares, I make all things new. The wedding reaches its peak. The archangels lift their voices, and the room becomes a sea of hallelujahs. Light bursts like blossoms. The veil is lifted. Michael takes the hand of the bride, and in that moment a mystery unfolds. The warrior and the beloved become one, and yet remain themselves, a living sign of God's covenant with creation. And still, even in that glory, the King's eyes remain on you. The moment stretches like eternity. Light does not merely shine now, it moves, it breathes, it sings. You feel it brush across your face like the wings of 1,000 doves. It is soft and yet vast, a comfort and a power all at once. All around you, angels kneel. Some cover their faces with their wings, unable to look at the unveiled glory. Others raise their arms, pouring their praise into the air until it becomes golden mist. You realize you're kneeling too, not because you were told but because your very being has bowed to something far greater than yourself. Then the King speaks your name again. Once more the sound ripples through the court, but this time it's closer. You feel it behind you, above you, inside you. The whole of heaven knows your name, but when he says it, it sounds like no one else's. It is your name, and yet it is a new name, written on white stone, hidden until this moment. Rise, the King says. You stand. And as you stand, a robe of light forms around you. It is not Michael's armor, nor the bride's veil, it is your own garment. It feels like belonging. It feels like home. The King looks at you and says, you have crossed the threshold. You have accepted the invitation. Now see why you were called. A door of fire opens beside the throne. Through it you glimpse not a place but a story, your story, and also the world's. You see nights of despair where unseen hands lifted you. You see crossroads where angels stood silently by, holding back storms you never knew were there. You see Michael himself, watching, guarding, not from a distance but from inches away. You were never forgotten, the King says. You were never alone. The fire door widens. Now you see more, a horizon you've never known. Beyond it lies a new commission, a calling, a future. You sense it as much as you see it. It is not heavy, it is a promise waiting to be lived. The music shifts. It becomes not just a choir but a conversation. Each note speaks directly to your heart. Come closer, it says. Come into the mystery. What is happening now is not only for heaven but for earth, not only for Michael but for you. Michael turns from the altar and looks at you. His eyes no longer burn with warrior fire but shine with a softer light, like dawn breaking after a long night. He steps toward you, still robed as a bridegroom. You see now, Michael says softly. Every battle I fought, every sword I drew, was for this moment, not just for me but for all of you. You are not here to be a bystander. You are here to be written into the story. He reaches out, and in his hand is not a weapon but a key wrought from light and carved with a cross of fire. He places it in your palm. This is a sign, Michael says. What you witness today is a mirror of what God longs to do in your own life. Doors that seemed sealed will open. Paths you thought closed will rise before you. But you must choose to step forward. The King speaks again. All heaven is my home, he says, but my dwelling place is also in hearts that answer when I call. You have answered. You have come. Now receive. A rush of wind moves through the court. The banners of light lift, and the fragrance of the flowers intensifies until it fills you with strength. The key in your hand glows and then melts into your chest, becoming part of you. You feel something awaken inside, a courage, a peace, a joy that cannot be described. The wedding continues, but you are no longer simply looking at it, you are woven into it. Each vow spoken between Michael and the bride vibrates in your own spirit as if it is being spoken over you too. I will guard you with truth. I will cover you with light. I will call you by name. I will draw you home. The angels echo the vows. Their wings beat like drums. The sound rises higher and higher until the ceiling disappears and heaven itself is revealed as endless. Then the King raises his hand, and silence falls again. This, he says, is not an ending but a beginning. This wedding is the unveiling of my heart for creation. And you, yes, you, will carry a part of this glory back into the world. He looks directly at you. Will you accept it? The court holds its breath. Every angel leans forward. Even Michael waits, his hand extended toward you. The silence is alive. It isn't empty, it's a pulse, a living heartbeat flowing from the throne into every corner of the court. You stand in the center of it, the question of the Almighty hanging in the air. Will you accept it? Your heart races. This is not fear. It's the weight of eternity brushing against your mortal soul. Around you, the angels remain still as statues of living fire, their eyes fixed on you. Even Michael waits, his hand still extended, his expression both fierce and tender. Then, almost without realizing it, you speak. Your lips move, but the words are more than words, they're your soul answering. Yes, you whisper. The sound echoes. Not because you said it loudly but because heaven amplifies every sincere word. The echo grows, doubling, tripling, until it becomes a chorus of yes, your yes joined with every yes ever spoken to God across time. The King smiles. You cannot describe that smile. It is not a curve of lips but an unfolding of light, an unveiling of a universe. In that instant you know, every promise he has made is true. Nothing you have lost will stay lost. Nothing broken will stay broken. Then receive, the King says. Light bursts from the throne. It doesn't hit you like a beam, it surrounds you like a sunrise. It seeps into your skin, your bones, your heart. Every wound you carried, seen or unseen, begins to close. Every question you carried fades, not because it's answered but because it no longer matters. You feel weight lifting off you, regrets, fears, shame. They dissolve like shadows at noon. You realize this is not just a vision. Something permanent is happening. You are being changed. Michael steps forward. His wings are folded now, and he looks at you not from a height but eye to eye. In his hands he holds a crown, not like a king's crown but like a band of living fire woven with starlight. This, Michael says, is not for status but for remembrance. Wear it to remember this hour, this calling. It is the sign that you have stood in the court of the King and seen his glory. He places it on your head. It feels weightless and yet anchors you deeper into yourself. Immediately you sense your spirit stretching, reaching, as if a door inside you has opened onto eternity. The choir resumes. This time the song is different. It's not just for Michael and the bride. It's also for you. Each note is like a thread stitching you into a tapestry. You see flashes of your future, people you will touch, places you will go, words you will speak, not by your strength but by the King's presence living in you. The bride and Michael now stand before the throne, hands joined. The King speaks again, "Today heaven is not distant. Today my covenant is not an idea but a reality. Today light and light are joined, and you, child of earth, stand as witness and participant. Go from here and bear what you have seen." Then the King raises his hands, and the entire court rises with him. The sound of wings, the roar of trumpets, the fragrance of living flowers fills the air. It is as if the universe itself is applauding. Michael turns toward you once more. His eyes shine like twin suns, but his voice is quiet. "You came," he says. "You saw. And now you will carry this home. Never doubt that heaven knows your name. Never doubt that your yes matters. It does. More than you know." He places his palm over your heart. Warmth flows from his hand into you, courage, strength, and a strange new peace. Whenever you doubt, Michael continues, remember this moment. Remember the light. Remember the King's eyes on you. The key he gave you will open doors you cannot yet imagine. But even before that, it will open you. The bride lifts her veil. Light pours out, not blinding but clarifying. It washes over you, and for a heartbeat you see everything, not in detail but in essence. You see how all of heaven's battles and weddings, all its victories and mysteries, are tied to one purpose, to draw every soul back into love. Then the light softens. The song fades to a hum. You realize the ceremony is complete. Michael and the bride turn toward the throne, bowing low. The King blesses them, and in his blessing you feel your own blessing as well. The court shifts. The banners of light begin to lower. The gates you entered through glow once more, signaling that it is time to return. The King's voice comes one last time, wrapping you like a cloak, "Go in peace. Carry what you have seen." This wedding is not only a vision, it is a seed planted in you. Nurture it, and it will grow. Then everything grows quiet again. You stand there, still crowned, still robed in light, your heart burning like a living flame. The light begins to fold around you like silk. The throne, the banners, the countless faces of flame slowly dissolve into a single radiance. The hum of the angels becomes the steady rhythm of a heartbeat, yours and heaven's beating together. You are being sent home. The golden floor turns fluid again, rising like a tide. It lifts you gently, carries you upward, or perhaps downward, or inward. Direction has no meaning here. You feel yourself moving through colors that sing: indigo peace, crimson courage, silver clarity. Each hue speaks a blessing and seals what you have received. Michael's voice follows you, strong yet tender. Remember, the light you carry is not fragile. It is alive. It will speak when you are silent and burn when you are weary. Guard it, not with fear but with gratitude. You glimpse him one last time, wings half spread, eyes reflecting the throne's brilliance, a smile that holds both command and affection. Then the vision thins like morning mist. The air around you cools. You sense gravity again, the soft pulse of ordinary life. You are standing where you were before this began. The same world, yet not the same. The colors look sharper, every sound carries depth. Even silence hums with presence. You realize that the crown of light remains, not visible to others but felt within you, circling your thoughts with calm. The key that melted into your heart glows quietly there, a center of warmth that beats with divine rhythm. You take a breath. It tastes like promise. A voice, not thunder now but whisper, speaks inside you. The wedding you saw continues. Each act of love, each word of mercy, is another note in its song. Wherever you walk, the ceremony unfolds. You look around. The ordinary world seems woven with hints of that other realm. The gleam on a window recalls the crystal gates, the laughter of a child echoes the choir's joy. Even your shadow carries a faint shimmer, as if the gold of heaven refuses to let go of you. Days pass, perhaps minutes, perhaps years. Time feels different now. You notice how people near you begin to change. Their anger softens, their weariness lifts when you speak kindly. You do not perform miracles, you simply live as one who remembers. The light does the rest. Sometimes, in quiet moments, you feel the chord awaken again inside your chest. The song rises, faint but unmistakable. It reminds you, the covenant is ongoing, the invitation eternal. Every time you forgive, every time you choose truth over comfort, another lamp is lit in that unseen hall. At night you dream of the throne. You hear the same words that sealed the ceremony: "Behold, I make all things new." You wake refreshed, the world around you shimmering with possibility. The sky at dawn looks like an open door. The days that follow are quieter, yet charged with meaning. You begin to notice patterns you once missed, the way light pools at the edge of a doorway, how strangers glance at you and seem comforted without knowing why. The presence you carried from the court moves with you like a gentle breeze. When you speak, even simple words seem to settle deeply into people. A neighbor confides a fear and, as you listen, you sense the echo of Michael's voice: "Guard with gratitude, not fear." You repeat it softly, and something shifts in them. Their eyes clear. They breathe easier. You realize this is how heaven works through the ordinary. In the still hours before sunrise you often feel the pulse of that hidden kingdom. It hums beneath everything: traffic, rain, heartbeat, laughter. The wedding song has not ended, it has changed key. Now it plays through human kindness. You start keeping small promises, helping a stranger, forgiving quickly, pausing before judgment. Each act opens a tiny door, and behind each door you glimpse the same radiance that once surrounded the throne. It is as if the ceremony you witnessed continues on earth through every choice to love. Sometimes, in prayer or silence, Michael's presence brushes your thoughts again. No vision this time, just awareness. The crown I placed on you, he says within, is not for glory but for service. Wear it through humility, and it will never fade. You nod, even if no one sees. Humility becomes your armor, gentleness becomes your sword. Where there is confusion, you listen. Where there is bitterness, you plant patience. Slowly you learn that the truest battles are not against flesh but despair. And every time you bring a spark of hope, another banner of light unfurls in the unseen court. One evening you stand beneath a stormy sky. Lightning flashes, and for an instant you think you see wings outlined in the clouds. You remember the fire and music of that higher realm and feel a quiet assurance. The same strength that guarded heaven's gates now guards the smallest human heart that dares to love. A whisper follows the thunder, the key within you still turns. Keep using it. You understand. The key is faith, simple, daily trust. Each time you choose it, another lock somewhere opens. Lives change. Wounds close. The wedding feast expands, unseen but real. Night deepens. You look up, and the stars seem closer than ever. You realize they have always been windows, small glimpses of the court's eternal light. You smile, remembering the moment when the king spoke your name. That name still hums in the stars. You whisper back, yes. Still yes. And the heavens answer with quiet joy, as if the ceremony begins again, endlessly renewed wherever a soul on earth says yes to love, truth, and peace.